You're watching Adventure Sean, where today I'm here in the beautiful city of Newcastle upon Tyne. The sun is shining and I'm going to be having a little walk down on the path here next to the River Tyne and checking out the 7 different bridges that connect the city of Newcastle with Gateshead. It's a gorgeous day for doing this and exploring the area. I've never really had a good look around Newcastle before, so I'm looking forward to doing that today, having a walk down here in the sunshine along the River Tyne, and like I say, we're going to be looking in more detail at these different bridges. Starting off with the Redheugh Bridge just here, and then we'll make our way down past the other 5 bridges and then end up at the Gateshead Millennium Bridge. So let's get started. Let's carry on a little bit closer to this first bridge and I'll give you a few facts about it. So here's a closer look at the first of these 7 bridges that we're going to be covering in this video, and this is the Redheugh Bridge. So construction started on this back in 1980 and it was completed in 1983, and it was actually opened by Diana, Princess of Wales. Now it's called the Redheugh Bridge, however you actually look at it on text and you think that it was pronounced Redheugh. However, I've done my research and yeah, it's definitely the Redheugh Bridge. That's how we're pronouncing the name of this one. So yeah, it does look different on text. As we can see, a little bit of a look at the structure of it just underneath here. It's mostly concrete panels, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't say it's a pretty bridge, this one, compared to some of the others that we're going to be seeing a little bit further down the Tyne. And talking of that, I'll give you a bit of a zoom in from here actually, looking down there towards all these different bridges that I'm going to be talking about in this video. Beautiful, isn't it? You can see the final bridge down at the bottom there that we're going to be covering, the Gateshead Millennium Bridge as well. Now the bridge actually carries the A189 road that's got 4 lanes of traffic. Along with that, cycles and also pedestrians are permitted to cross over the bridge. Now it's got a total length of 897 metres, that's around 981 yards, and it's also got a total of 3 spans, as we can see there, with the longest span being around 160 metres, that's 170 yards. The bridge has also got an 85-foot clearance underneath, that's around 26 metres, and came in at a total cost of just over £15 million. Let's move on to our second bridge. So this is the King Edward VII Bridge. Construction started on this back in 1902 and it was completed in 1906. This is actually a railway bridge and this carries the East Coast Main Line. So this is what's known as a truss bridge. As you can see, you've got all the steel structure up at the top, and then you've got the different piers just here that are actually made of sandstone and also granite. This bridge has got a total length of 350 metres, that's around 1,151 feet, and it's also got a width of 15.3 metres, that's around 50 feet. In terms of the clearance underneath, that's around 25 metres, also 83 feet. The King Edward VII Bridge cost just over £500,000 to complete and is now actually a Grade 2 listed structure. So the third bridge that we're going to be looking at today is the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge, and I really like the design of this one. Very minimalist. I think it looks great crossing over the River Tyne. Construction started on this back in 1976 and it was actually completed in 1978, but it didn't open until 1981. The reasoning behind this, because of that train just up there, of course, the Metro. This was built for the Metro itself, and what's really special about this is the fact it actually emerges out of a tunnel on both sides. So you've been underground and then you get some fantastic views looking out over the river. So again, this is a steel truss bridge. It's got a total length of 352 metres, that's around 1,157 feet. In terms of the width of this bridge, it's 10 metres, which is around 33 feet. And in terms of the longest span on this one, it's 164 metres, that's around 540 feet. And of course, that's the span that we can see just in the middle there. The bridge has got a clearance of 82 feet, that's around 25 metres. And when this was actually being built, construction started on either end and then they met in the middle, and of course that's when the bridge was complete. In terms of the total cost for this one, it came in at £4.9 million. It's a gorgeous day down here by the River Tyne, perfect for having a walk and just taking it all in. And I must say, from what I've seen of the city so far, it really is beautiful. Whilst I'm here, I'm going to be having a little look round and seeing some of the other sites in Newcastle, and I may be getting some more footage as well, so stay tuned for that here on Adventure Sean. But anyway, I'm going to carry on walking down here next to the River Tyne, down towards our next bridge, and that's the one we can see right in front of us. That's known as the High Level Bridge. Out of the 7 different bridges that we're going to be covering in this video, this is actually the oldest. Construction started in 1847 and it was completed in 1849. The bridge was also opened by Queen Victoria and it's now Grade 1 listed. So this is actually known as a girder bridge and it's got a total length of 408 metres. That's around 1,338 feet. It's got a width of around 12 metres, that's 40 feet, and it's actually got 6 spans on this bridge, with 3 of the piers for it actually in the River Tyne. The longest span is 38 metres, that's 125 feet. So as you can see, there's actually 2 different levels here. On the upper deck, that's where you've got the Durham Coastline, the East Coast Main Line, and also the Tyne Valley Line, that of course are all different railways. On the lower deck, you've got the B1 307 road, and of course pedestrians and cyclists can go along that level as well. There's something about this bridge that I just really like. I think the architecture of it is absolutely fantastic. And with it being so close to some of the other iconic bridges of Newcastle, I think I should go up there and have a little walk across it. So the plan is to climb the steps that we can see just over here and actually head up to go and have a little walk across the bridge. So we'll get some brilliant views looking down the River Tyne and also at some of the bridges that I've yet to feature in the video. Let's go for a little walk. So it only took me about 3 minutes to walk up from where I was next to the River Tyne, and I've made my way here to Newcastle Castle. There we go, that's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Beautiful building though. Gonna have a little walk around this way, just cross over. It's very quiet around here. Looks like it's buses and taxis only that can actually cross over here. Yeah, look at that, gorgeous, isn't it? Really nice colour on the bricks just there. You can see where they've done a lot of restoration, especially there on the left hand side. But yes, let's make our way down this way and go and walk over the bridge. Loving all the archways here. Brilliant structure. So you have a walk about halfway down, look out to the left hand side, and we should get some awesome views looking down the River Tyne. Now I'm only actually about a quarter of the way out here on the high level bridge, and already the views are absolutely spectacular all across Newcastle. And of course, of the Tyne Bridge, the most iconic bridge in Newcastle. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. And of course, I'll be going more into detail about that shortly in the video. Along with that, you can also see the swing bridge that we can see just down here at the bottom. And then over in the distance, the Gateshead Millennium Bridge that we can just see down there. And of course, that's where I'm going to be ending this video. But let's carry on walking down this way a little bit further and get some more views. It's covered in graffiti under here, unfortunately. It could do with a bit of a refurbishment, painting up and just cleaning up a bit, really. Especially with it being the oldest bridge out of the 7 that we're covering here. It's an iconic structure. I really do like it. Not quite as iconic as the Tyne Bridge over there, and even the Millennium Bridge. But still, it could do with a bit of a clean up down here, really. Especially with how many people walk over it and come and see the city. Wow, look at the view. The views from here are absolutely stunning, especially when the sun's shining like it is today. And you got to think, I'm on the pedestrian walkway where the road also is. Above us is another level, and that's where the railway lines are. And I bet the views are even better from there. Anyway, on to our next bridge, and this is the swing bridge. You can see it there just behind me. I thought we may as well start talking about it from up here on the high level bridge. I tell you what, how many times have I said bridge in this video? It's a lot, isn't it? Someone's got to go back and count and comment down below. But yeah, you get some great views of it from up here, especially in the sunshine, looking straight down there at the swing bridge. And of course, what makes this really special, and hence the name, is it actually spins round. I mean, I would love to see this in action, I really would. And not just this, but also with what happens with the final bridge I'm going to be talking about later in the video, but more about that in just a moment. But yeah, construction was completed on this in 1876 at a total construction cost of £240,000. So this is also a Grade 2 listed structure. It's got a 281 foot span, that's around 85 metres, and of course it can spin 360 degrees on its central axes that we can see just down here. It can spin round, allowing vessels to pass on both sides. The busiest year for the swing bridge was 1924, where the bridge actually rotated over 6,000 times. Nowadays, it's a much more rare occasion whenever boats need to pass down through the River Tyne. Now perhaps the most famous bridge of them all is of course the Tyne Bridge. Construction started in 1925 and it opened in 1928. Each day over 70,000 vehicles pass over the Tyne Bridge. And the views from here are also pretty awesome. Over in the distance there you can see the Newcastle Cathedral. As I pan round this way you get a bit of an idea of where I've walked just to get round here onto the Tyne Bridge, and you really get to appreciate all of the different architecture that makes up this wonderful city, all of the different building styles, and then you've got new structures such as the Sarge Gateshead just over there. That's a live music venue and I'm loving the look of that. Of course we'll see it a little bit closer as we pass over in towards the middle of the Tyne Bridge. So here's a closer look at the steel structure that makes up the archway here. It's actually known as a through arch bridge. Now it's got a total length of 1,276 feet. That's around 389 meters. It's got a width of 56 feet. That's around 17 meters. And its longest span is 531 feet. That's 161 meters. So as we can see, 4 lanes of traffic cross over the bridge, and if I was standing exactly where I am now back in London 2012 when it was the Olympic Games in this country, you would have actually seen the largest Olympic rings in the UK actually hanging from the bridge directly where I'm standing now above me. Absolutely gorgeous to see it today with the sun shining, the blue sky. It really is great, and it's nice to be able to walk along here and just take it all in, to be honest. There's that pretty iconic view looking straight down towards the Gateshead Millennium Bridge, the 7th and final bridge that I'm going to be covering in today's video. So I'm going to make my way back down from here and walk down towards another very iconic structure here in Newcastle upon Tyne. Now I must say the quayside area of Newcastle really is wonderful. All sorts of different bars and restaurants that have all got fantastic views looking over the River Tyne. Then of course you get to see all the different bridges from down here as well. That really is wonderful, and all the different architecture of the various different buildings, new and of course old. And then we look further down the river to the final bridge. And that's the Gateshead Millennium Bridge. It was actually completed in 2001 at a construction cost of £22 million. So what makes this really special is the fact that it's actually a tilting bridge. So unlike say a drawbridge where it opens up from the side and of course it lifts and then bends for it to open up, with this it actually spins, allowing it to open up to allow watercraft to pass underneath it. Now how this works is there's actually 2 hydraulic rams, one at each side, that tilt the structure back, allowing the watercraft to actually make their way underneath it. So here's a look at one of those hydraulic rams just here. I mean, you get an idea on the size of it when you look at all the path and stuff next to it here, and the fact it's all dug into the ground next to the river. And of course there's another one of those on the side just over there as well, and that's what allows this bridge to tilt. Now in terms of the span of this one, it's got a total length of 126 meters. That's around 413 feet. It's got a width of 8 meters. That's 26 feet, and that's because it's just for pedestrians and also cyclists as well. And the longest span is 105 meters. That's 344 feet. But let's make our way around this way and we'll go for a little walk over the Gateshead Millennium Bridge. What a gorgeous structure. So as you can see, you've got the cycle path over on the left hand side there. You've got some benches built into the walls just here as well, so you can sit down and take it all in. As I was mentioning, just the quayside really is wonderful here in Newcastle. There's one of many different bars and restaurants down here, the Picture and Piano. But yeah, really nice name. But yeah, I love it around here. It really is fantastic. And of course you look down this way and you can't see any more bridges, not at this point anyway. It's crazy, isn't it, just to think that you've got 7 bridges all within quite a short sort of span really. I mean, you look back down that way to see all the different bridges that we've covered in this video, and it really has been great just to see them all and appreciate the design of all of them as well. Very, very different each and every bridge that we've seen in this video. It really has been a wonderful journey. Now, it really would have made my day if I'd have seen either this or the swing bridge, the one that goes 360 degrees that we covered earlier in the video, in action today. Really would have been fantastic. However, it all depends on when boats need to pass down here on the River Tyne. In terms of the Gateshead Millennium Bridge, normally they put the times in on this board just here. As you can see, there's nothing on there at the moment. Looks like they're doing some work actually in this glass building. There's one on the other side as well. Don't know if it's normally like a gift shop or like a visitor centre or something like that, but both of them are empty at the moment, so I'm not too sure what's going on with those, because like I say, this is my first time coming down here and exploring the area, but maybe in the summer they have more things going on inside these. In terms of when you can guarantee to actually see it lift up, if you come between May and September at 12 noon every day, they actually lift up the bridge. Along with that, they actually post it on their official website as well. The last time it actually lifted up was yesterday, just before I actually got here, which is a shame. It's a shame it couldn't have been today. The next time it's going to lift up is in about 2 weeks time, so it's one of those, isn't it? It all depends on luck of the draw really, but if you check the website and plan your visit around it, you may get to see it lift up. And of course, if you come during them summer months, you're guaranteed to see it in action. It's something I'd love to come back and see in the future, but nevertheless, it's been fantastic just to see this absolutely amazing structure and cover all the different bridges that I have done in this video. In terms of what's been my favourite, I mean, you know, they're all fantastic, they really are. I'd say they've got better and better as we've gone on, but for me, I'd say it's got to be the Tyne Bridge. I just love that iconic arch structure on there. It just looks absolutely awesome. The views from up there are fantastic, and I think the Gateshead Millennium Bridge is amazing. Maybe if I saw that in action, it would be my favourite out of all of them, but I think for me it's more the view of this rather than actually standing on it that I really like. It's looking towards it, and when you're over there on the Tyne Bridge looking down towards this, it certainly is spectacular, and of course the design of it is absolutely beautiful. But there we go. Thanks for joining me for another video here on Adventure Sean. It's been fantastic to come here to Newcastle and of course see the famous 7 bridges that cross over the River Tyne and connect the city of Newcastle with Gateshead. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thanks for watching, and that leaves me with one more thing to say. Get out there and have your own adventures. See you all in the next video.